When did you realize a child wasn't safe at home? Back in college, I babysat on weekends to cover rent. One night, I got a last-minute call from a mom named Claire. She sounded frantic but charming, thanking me over and over for stepping in. When she dropped off her son, Ethan, he looked different. 7 years old, neat clothes, polite, but his eyes never met mine. The second the door shut behind his mom, the smile fell right off his face. I tried small talk, offered pizza, even turned on cartoons. But he just sat at the edge of the couch, stiff as a board. Finally, he whispered, "Can I sleep on the floor tonight?" I laughed nervously, thought it was a joke, but his expression didn't change. That's when I noticed bruises, faint but clear, circling his wrist like someone had grabbed him too hard. I told myself maybe he fell at school. Kids are clumsy, but then little things started stacking up. Every time a car passed outside, he flinched. He refused to eat more than a few bites, constantly pulling his sleeves down. And at one point, when my phone buzzed on the table, he gasped and begged, "Please don't tell her I talk too much." We ended up coloring together at the kitchen table, and that's when he slipped me a crumpled scrap of notebook paper. His handwriting was shaky, letters uneven. "Please don't make me go home." My stomach dropped. I asked softly, "Ethan, why don't you want to go home?" He shook his head so hard his hair fell in his face. His voice cracked when he whispered, "She says no one will believe me." Hours later, the door swung open. His mom was back, perfectly put together, big fake smile. "Thank you so much," she said, handing me cash. But when she reached for Ethan, he went rigid, backing into me like I was his shield. She laughed it off, too sweet, saying, "Oh, he's just shy." But then I saw it. Her hand clamped down on his arm, nails digging in just a little too long. Her mask cracked for a second, and I swear her eyes went ice cold. I lied through my teeth. He actually fell asleep already. "You can come get him in the morning if you'd like." Her smile didn't reach her eyes, but she agreed. When she finally left, Ethan exhaled like he'd been holding his breath all night. That was the longest night of my life. I barely slept, listening to him stir and whimper in his sleep, whispering, sorry, like it was his fault. By morning, I had already made the call to child services. When Claire returned, 2 caseworkers were waiting in the lobby. She immediately turned on the waterworks, insisting I was lying, that I was jealous of her, that I'd coached Ethan into saying things. But Ethan clung to my hand and said, "She believes me." "You never do, that broke me."